Good morning, dear students. You're most welcome in class 9th. And myself, Meera Madam, your chemistry teacher. And we are going to start this session number 1. And the name of that lesson or session number 1 is Matter in Our Surroundings. I know, students, if the class would be uh, real, means if the class would be, it's a virtual class, I can understand. And if the class would be physical, if I would be in the class and you would be in front of me, it would be making something different, and it is making something different, you would be enjoyed and we all will be happy. But we have to cope with this covid situation, and so that we have started our this lectures online, or we can say we are going to make a videos, and in your appropriate in the proper timing you will have to see all of them. And so that we have started these classes, or we are trying to make the videos. I hope you all will go through those videos, you will see them properly, and you will get a better knowledge from them, because we are going to explain in detail everything, all the points. There will be no queries, and if you have any queries, please students, you may let me know. So let us start our first lesson of the chemistry with a great energy, that is matter in our surroundings. And what are the learning objectives of this session number 1 or of lesson number 1? So learning objectives are what is matter and states of matter. See students, this lesson is going to be really very interesting. By looking at these objectives, you may say that this lesson is going to be very easy. I know this lesson you are feeling it's going to be very easy. But student, in this lesson you are going to get the knowledge of chemistry at the basic level. Some basic things I am going to explain you in this first two lessons, and third and fourth lesson will be little, it will have little gravity as compared to this, because these lessons you have seen since many years. Even in your lower grades also you have gone through these lessons, so you are quite aware about these lessons, or it is going to be really very easy also, as well as it's going to be very interesting, because whatever examples, whatever the things I'm going to share with you are happening near your surroundings, so it's going to be really very interesting and you are going to enjoy. So with this great thought, let us start the new lesson, that is matter in our surroundings. Okay students, so if we look around us, we can see a large number of things of different shapes, sizes, and textures. Many of these things are used by us in our day to day life. In everyday life, we use these things. See, suppose now I am making this video with the help of the mobile. So, mobile can be there. You're sitting in the chair at your home on the table. So, table can be there. Your chair can be there. If you have a near bottle with you to drink the water bottle, then water can be there. So if you will have a look around you in your room or in your study room, you will see various things around you. Okay, like food, even drink water, whatever we breathe in air, right? We are breathing in air, we are breathing out air. Okay, as well as we are wearing clothes. So your table, your chair, right? Wherever you are sleeping, your bed. Okay, as well as human beings, various animals beside you, where are there are various animals, your friends are there, your plants are there, you have a trees, you are surrounded by various things around you, like food, water, air, clothes, various things you can see around him, right? What we call them, these are all examples of matter. These all are examples of matter. Okay students, so here the learning objective of this lesson is what is matter and the states of matter. So matter, in olden days, what we see a large number of things of different shapes, size, texture, when we look around, various things we see beside her which are made up of matter. Okay, but see, in early times, means older times, this is the current time going on, right? But in previous days, in early times, we can say, since early times, human beings have been trying to understand their surroundings. Actually, human being is too much curious about the surrounding. Human being is continuously studying about our surrounding. So he was trying to understand, early man were trying to understand what exactly is in our surrounding. So early Indian philosophers, we can say, Indian philosophers, though those were not scientists, those were philosophers, spiritual sages, or we can say saints also even. So early Indian philosophers classified matter into the form of 5 basic elements. What do we say that for them? We call them Panchatattva. Means the human body or the things are made up of 5 things. That is also called as a Padartha. Okay, means matter can be classified in a number of ways. Ancient Indian philosophers said that all the matter, so they have given the name, that is Padartha. Okay, Padartha, you are quite knowing about it. Padartha means for the matter, they have given a term, that is Padartha. It may be living or it may be non-living. And this Padartha or that matter is made up of 5 basic elements. What are those elements? And that is called as a Panchatattva. Those are air, earth, fire, sky and water. So they said that this all the things are made up of matter. It was saying, these sayings were of the our ancient philosophers. This saying was of whom? Our ancient Indian philosophers. They were saying, they were curious about their environment, and they said that our whole padartha, all this matter is made up of 5 basic elements. In that our body also can come. Our body is also composed of all these 5 basic elements. So that we say ki our body is going into its पंचतत्वात विलीन होणे असं जे म्हणतात ना तेच means the body is going in its elements, that is the body is going into the earth, fire, air, sky and water, and the soul is evolving, or soul is going somewhere else. Okay, that I'm not going in detail in that where the soul goes, but our body and all the things are made up of this 5 basic element. It was the saying of the ancient Indian philosophers. Okay, so do we say something, this matter to me a lot, right? We are saying it matters to me a lot. Okay, or it doesn't matter. Someone is scolding me, I don't care, I don't matter, or it doesn't matter for me. Do we say like that? So the emotions, anything which occupies some space and has mass is called as a matter. That we are knowing since long, or since lower grades you are learning what is meant by matter. Anything which occupies some space and has mass is called as a matter. So students, are you matter? Am I matter? Your friends are matter? Chair, the things, all the things which are visible to you, beside you, that all are the matters, because they are occupying some space and has mass. So it will be considered that anything which occupies some space and has mass is called a matter, right? And the thing which are not matter in our life matters a lot, such as our emotions. Okay, do emotions are occupying any space beside us? No, emotions are not at all occupying any space. Suppose we say any affection, attraction or love, care, I really love you or I really care for you. Is it occupying any space? Care is occupying any space? Love is occupying any space? Jealous is occupying any space? No, it's not occupying any space. So that I could say emotions does not matter. According to the science, emotions does not matter, but I think it matters a lot in our life, right students? Means I really love my mother, I hate you, I jealous of you because I don't like you. So such kind of things really matters in our life, that we will see ahead. Okay, the only condition for something to be matter are that it should occupy some space and should have some mass. Now the things like our friendship, we are very good friends, okay, we have a very much great bonding in between us. So that friendship, that love, that affection, that hatred, good manners, do we say good manners, she is well mannered, okay, good manners, thoughts, ideas, taste and smell, etc., it does not occupy any space and do not have any mass. So from the point of view of the chemistry, from the point of view of the science, these things like friendship, love, affection, hatred, good manners, thoughts, ideas, taste and smell are not considered as a matter, though all these things matters a lot in our everyday life. So students, here I have told you the proper definition of the matter, what things are actually matter, the things which are visible, the things which are occupying some space, the things which have some mass are called as a matter, and the things which are not occupying any space and not having any mass, such as our emotions, our thoughts, the things which I said you just now, are not matter. Okay, so matter can be classified in a number of ways. Actually matter is classified, you see, emotions and thoughts and senses, we feel I am feeling really very cold, I am feeling really very hot, it is also does not matter. Emotions does not matter, thoughts does not matter. So what is matter? I said you the definition. So this matter is classified by two ways. Actually matter is classified by two ways. First way is physical classification of the matter, and the second way is chemical classification of the matter. So in today's lecture I have tried to cover the proper definition of the matter, what our ancient philosophers were talking about the matter, and what is the today's definition, the proper definition of the matter, and how this matter is classified. Okay, the things which does not matter in our life, the things which does not matter in our life, we should not have a we should not have a more focus on it. Okay, so really students, this in during this situation, please pay attention to your studies, and regularly with small, with very small bites, in the small bites I will try to cover the whole portion, but be aware about your this lessons, and please be regular and punctual and good towards your work. Thank you so much students, and further session we will see in our next lecture. Thank you so much.